I'm thinking that I might have a good word today for anybody who is about to give up on God because you think God has given up on you. If that doesn't describe you and you don't have 7 or 8 minutes to spare, please post your prayer requests in the comments section. But if you can stay around for a few moments, I'd love to share a story from a new book, Begin Again, a book about fresh starts. I'd like to share a story about a boy who found a fresh start. We have a reading club based on this book, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Go to maxlucado.com for details. In his delightful book, Dance of Hope, Bill Fry tells a story about a student he tutored at the University of Colorado. One day, Bill asked the student, a young boy by the name of John, how he had become blind. The student described an accident that happened in his teenage years, and John said that the tragedy took not just his sight, but also his hope. He told my friend Bill, I was bitter. I was angry at God, angry at the world, angry at everyone around me. And I felt that since I had no future, I wouldn't lift a finger on my own behalf. Just let others wait on me. He said, I shut my bedroom door and I refused to come out except for meals. Well, now this response really surprised Bill because the student he was helping, the student he was assisting, displayed no bitterness, no anger. He asked John to explain the change, and John credited his father. Weary of the pity party and ready for his son to get on with life, he one day reminded the boy of the impending winter and told him to mount the storm windows. Do the work before I get home, or else, the dad insisted, and he slammed the door on the way out. Well, boy, this angered John. Muttering and cursing and groping all the way down to the garage. He found everything he needed. He found the windows, he found the stepladder, he found the tools, and he went to work resolving they're going to be sorry when I fall off my ladder and I break my neck. But you know, he didn't fall. Little by little, he inched around the house and he finished the chore. And the assignment achieved the dad's goal. John reluctantly realized that he really could still work, and he began to reconstruct his life. Years later, he learned something else about that day. And when he shared this detail with Bill, his blind eyes missed it. He said, I later discovered that at no time during the day had my father ever been more than 4 or 5 feet from my side. The father had no intention of letting his son fall. Your father has no intention of letting you fall either. Now, I know you can't see him, but he is present. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 5 says that you are shielded by God's power. The book of Jude reminds us that God is able to keep you from falling and present you before His glory without fault and with unspeakable joy. Could you drink deeply from this truth today? God is able and He is willing to keep you from falling. Do you remember the promise from the book of Isaiah chapter 43? When you pass through the waters, God says, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. And when you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flames scorch you. God gets us through things. Sometimes I think through is His favorite word. He gets us through the Red Sea, through the wilderness, through the valley of the shadow of death. He gets us through things, and He'll get you through this. No matter what you're going through, God has the capacity to lead you through it. Now, it won't be painless. Did John get rid of his bitterness about being blind overnight? Probably not. Have you wept your final tear? Have you faced your final fear? Not necessarily. Will your unhappy marriage become happy in a heartbeat? Not likely. Does God guarantee the absence of struggle in the abundance of strength? Not in this life, but God does pledge to transform your pain into a higher purpose. Friends, God is standing beneath the ladder. He's standing with you. He's nearer than you can imagine. He's ready to catch you at a moment's notice. And He will always be standing near you. And He will redeem these hardships into something good so that you can begin again. It simply falls to you to not give up. Just believe one more day, one more hour, offer one more prayer, take one more breath, put your shoulders back, put your face up, and say, God, I'm with you. Maybe I can't see you, but I believe you can see me. And I'm going to trust you that you're going to help me begin again.